Hello again. This time I'm back for Manassas Depot. This is an allied only battle, so nothing to do in camp. Despite not being able to bring in your own units, scaling does still take your own units into account. These guys are small enough that I think it's counterbalancing it, so we're not pushing this up too much, but it can be a problem in other battles. So I'm going to run my guys up here because the AI is going to send skirmishers and cavalry out after me, and I want to get them out in the open. I don't want to fight them up in the trees here. And then there's some skirmishers down here I'm going to kill. Oops, helps if I send those skirmishers down here to do that. So this battle is also one where you don't have to pay attention to the timer too much. You have until noon to capture at least one fort, and then if you've captured one fort, then you have some indefinite period of time to do more from there. You make it at least till 3 or 4 o'clock. I don't know what the exact timer is, but more than enough time to take this fairly slow. One thing you have to pay attention to is that these units are so small that if you start taking damage, you can get to the point where you can't really inflict any damage anymore. Like, you'll get like around 3 or 200 and you just don't really don't deal any damage. So if you take too many losses too early, it can really slow you down. So these guys are armed with rifles in this battle, so they'll be able to compete with your infantry units. So you have to try and get them to charge in so you can get to them a little easier. Alright, we'll just run these guys down. Good, got them to charge. It would be nice to push up into this area, because then you have a really good position over this fort, but there's reinforcements that come in from over here, and they'll come up this way, and you'll just get stuck fighting in the trees. It's not worth it. These guys will surrender soon. It's taking longer than usual. So, some more skirmishers to hopefully get them to go after them as opposed to the cavalry. This general's going to probably screw up any surrender chances. Oh, now other stuff's coming down. This is actually really bad. Hopefully they'll break soon. Alright, we need to get you out of here. Because you want to keep these guys intact because they're what deals with the artillery. So, same plan. Keep pulling stuff into this area. We want to stay in the woods and fight them right here optimally. Alright, so you can see there's some infantry here. I think there's artillery back this way. We'll I'll let these guys rest up a little bit, and then I'll go find that. Then we want to hold off on going after this fort until we can take care of the artillery, hopefully. We want to... Optimally, a bunch of their infantry is going to come over this way. Not sure where the charge is. It's got to be against this guy. That's all I have visible. That was odd. Actually need to get these guys back into a parent unit. They're a little small. There we go. This is what we want. Go up with the cavalry and take a look. But this is the format we want. We want them charging over into this nice little crossfire, and then we slowly beat them apart. We don't want any of these guys do anything up here, so we'll see what happens. But as long as they just sit up there, that's fine. We'll draw them out with charges later. That's not the big artillery one, but that's one of them, so... The New York heavy artillery has 20-pound parrots. So, oh, and they're the ones by the fort. That's actually, that sucks. Because they'll do a lot of damage to us. But hopefully we can wipe these guys out, and then we'll start coming in and picking at these guys. But for some reason, so when you see when you charge them, on this map, for whatever reason, they like to, you start charging them, and they start going this way, and then they retreat east. No idea why. It's really nice for our purposes. But, and Chamberlain decides not to be a giant pain in the butt as well, which is really nice. So yeah, getting these guys out of here is going to suck, because we're going to rout them, and they're going to rout into the stupid fort. But, we'll see what we can do. We'll heal up, and maybe try a charge, and see if we can get them retreating east. So we've still got 6 hours until we have to do anything. That's... Try and get some more charges baited. And then we're going to take this fort first, so we have infinite time. The other reason you normally want to take this one first if you can is because if you take this one first and then attack uphill, I mean, first you're attacking uphill, second, most of the terrain in here is actually 100% cover. This fort doesn't have that advantage, so that's more of an issue on when you're playing Distress Call, and it's why I usually try and hold the top fort when playing that map. Yep, come on. Get these guys to come a little bit farther forward. This will work great. Not quite sure why I'm not visible here. We're gonna get these sniper units over here and start doing something or other. They only have hunters, so they're not very good, but... Oh, great. That's really annoying. There we go. This is good, though. Moving these guys back up so they're in better cover. Now that the charges stopped. Move these guys a little bit so they can still shoot. It's a little farther north than I really want the concentration, but I think it should be alright. Start going after that fort and go after the artillery. This is not good. I didn't realize that was bad to miss. I need to shift forces up to try and get him out of there. It's doing alright. Oh, why is Chamberlain right here? That's... Probably should have done not 4 things all at once, but it'll be alright. It's going to waste all my condition. It's unfortunate. Hopefully I can get rid of them. It's one of those cases where these stupid forts cause really weird pathing things. Very annoying. Oh, that's a waste of time. Come back up here. Alright, I think I was a little early with going for this, because a lot of these forces are not engaged, but I think it should be alright. These guys are only firing sporadically. If I can break them and get them out of the fort, then I'll do pretty well. Actually, we're going to charge them out after we fire. Got him out of the fort. I don't really want to go into the fort, because it's a terrible defensive position. But what I want to try and do is set up a nice little contain right around here, because they'll always march straight down to try and get to the fort, and you can flank them when they try and walk into it. with like a little less focus up here though. Just need to get these guys back, because if they're visible, then the AI is likely to charge them. Now all the infantry, this is the problem with not having taken out the artillery earlier, is now all the retreating infantry stacks up on it. Oh, do we have ghost cavalry? I think we might have ghost cavalry. Yep. Lovely. Okay, if he's going down that way, I'm going to break off some skirmishers. Hopefully we'll get him into the corner and then never hear from him again. See if I can sneak in and hit the artillery. Ugh. Really wish he'd retreated this way. Must have moved these guys down a little too early or something. Okay, you're going to stay in the fort because I can't get you out in time. Yeah, you can see they walk down, you hit them from both sides, they run away. Easy enough. Back you up a little bit. Wasn't paying enough attention. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get him out, so I'm just going to leave him in there for now. Vision here is atrocious. Come on, fire. Alright. So, this is pretty good. I've got this set up where I like it. This isn't really doing anything anymore. I think I'm going to try and get a couple of units up and around. See if I can get into those woods. That's maybe a mistake, but we'll see how it goes. You can see the really routing pathing, where for some reason they are routing into the fort. but they're taking a lot of damage going back and forth now, so that's real good. But we want to back up a little bit. We don't want to fight these guys in the open. Same here. A little late. Oh, this unit's gone. Oh, that's fantastic. Great. Let's see if I overcommitted down here, though. I think I need more units down here. They committed more there than I was hoping. So this is probably actually really easy to take right now, but I need to make sure I need to hold this position first. But we got some real good flanks set up, so it should be alright. The artillery. So, you can see the basic idea. I'm improvising a lot to make this work out, but you around, I think I can hit you there. Yeah, this is my basic blueprint. Let them charge over and over and over, slowly whittle them down, and eventually move up. Sometimes, if they don't go down here as much, they go up here and start pushing up along this line. But then, as soon as they start concentrating force, I'll move back down again, because they'll just keep doing this over and over for us. Problem is I have too much over here and not enough over here. And I got the wrong artillery unit, so I'm taking a ton of losses from that artillery unit. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to come out of the trees up here to try and take that back. What this unit is doing, but it's basically stuck until it gets out of the stupid fort. actually going to push up because I'm a little concerned that I'm losing this bottom fort. And that their whole force is back here. So I'm going to back up and get into the trees. And see if we can hold from there, and then we'll reverse the strategy. This is worrying. I really want that unit to die, because my She's units are about to get wrecked. There we go. Great. For some reason, these guys did not limber. I swear there's a bug that doesn't matter how far away you click. Normally there's a range that if you click far enough away, they'll automatically limber. But I swear it doesn't work sometimes. In which case you can just do it manually, but... And the okay, put that there. Just don't die. I think I want to get you... I'm going to back you units off, because I don't have enough to actually contest this area at the moment. Now there's 3 units up here, so this is actually kind of bad too. So we're gonna get some skirmishers out. Too small. Okay, we finally got that. This guy's getting shot by the fort or something. Okay, got him out the fort again. That's good. But we've still got 3 hours till we have to have one of these, so we're in fine shape. This fort I am going to go into from this side, because then I get the cover bonus. Should shatter soon. There it goes. Unfortunately, we've never been able to get this supply unit. this last unit, then we're fine. Start combining these because they're getting too small. Let's see if I can get these guys hidden so I can get their focus back up here again. Wish my cavalry's down here right now and I can have the supplies, but oh well. Not much you can do. Weird things happen. Sure how you're possibly flanked, but okay. They still got like a few units of decent size, but all their stuff is starting to shatter. It's probably at least half empty, but yeah, 2/3. Oh well. So now we've got the high ground there and here, but we'll just slowly close the noose, and eventually we'll get them. So, fast forward. Come out of here now. So they're probably not going to come up here again. Not the most exciting battle, but your options are kind of limited with the forces you got. So, got these guys in range where they can magically shoot for some reason. Fortifications do weird things to the targeting arcs, so sometimes you can it seems like you can shoot really far. So, take advantage of it when you can. Don't really care about these guys anymore, so. It's pretty much more aggressive now. Your units do so little damage, it's kind of hard to get surrenders. so not much you can do about it, but there we go. So that's Manassas Depot. Probably a little bit light on casualties compared to what you can do. Sort of an interesting way of doing it. Usually you try and take one fort and just hold it, but that kind of fell apart because of the way I had my forces aligned, so I had to switch. But worked out. Yeah. Not the highest damage dealer, but close. None of these guys matter. He might or no, wounded might show up. Alright, so we got some Springfields. Most importantly, we got these 20-pounders. So I can finally field a unit of 6 of those. With a few supplies, whatever. So nothing spectacular. Like, you could probably try and suicide more of your units or something if you really wanted to, but the battle is annoying enough and kind of boring, so not worth it. At least to me. So, we've still got a giant cache of Springfields, a few Enfields, some of these Springfields, lots of Harper's Ferries, so we have a lot of equipping that we're going to be able to do before second bull run. Plenty of these, a bunch of cavalry stuff that I'll sell eventually, and then finally the 20-pound parrot unit. Those are going to be very useful, just because of their long range. Let's see. Oh, I guess I never used the deploy point from the last one. But I believe the last 2 will be going into AO. Let's see. Veterans and transfer. So, oh wow, that actually went up quite a lot. So, we only had 12,000 men to be able to kill, and we killed, what, 98, a little more than 10,000 of them. And then the reinforcements happened to give them double unit reinforcements, so they went above the minimum. So I think we were at about 50-55, which is more or less the minimum. So when we killed 10,000, that brought them down to 40,000, so the minimum will bring them up to 50. But then they got this second one, so they actually got this extra 20,000 troops, and they're going to be more. They're going to up the training and armory a bit more. So we've jumped all the way up to 62 to 67 for second bull run, so that'll actually make it a little harder. That was a pretty bad reinforcements roll, but it should be alright. This is just the first day, so that doesn't tell us a whole lot, but I'll have to go back and check what the jump was for training and armory, but I'm guessing a couple of percentage points. Oh well, it's a little bad luck, but should be fine. So, should be back soon with second bull run. Hopefully my voice will have recovered a little bit more before then. But hope you enjoyed.